Hey, Chef Gibbs here. By request, we're going to do the Alfredo sauce that I've been doing for the high school for the culinary class. Some of the kids have requested to be putting this online, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Right now we've got water boiling for our pasta. Traditionally we do this with Alfredo sauce with a linguine or fettuccine. Today I'm going to be using this cavatappi pasta, and that's going to come out just nice. So what I'm going to do real quick, got the water boiling ready to go. Let's go ahead and throw this in there and stir it in. And one of the things that we need to make sure we do after we stir this pasta in, we're going to cook this up to an al dente. And once it's already cooked, right before we get ready to drain this out, we're going to save back about 2 or 3 cups of this reserve liquid after that's cooked, and that's going to be a thickening agent that we've learned is a real good way to get this sauce to thicken up. The ingredients list while we're waiting for our pasta: you're going to need, of course, your pasta, your ground Parmesan cheese, your heavy whipping cream. The other 2 ingredients we're going to need are going to be our parsley and our fresh chopped garlic. We're going to go ahead and put that in the pan, sear it up, and start this up as soon as our pasta's done. So after the pasta's done, we should be right back and ready to cook. Back and we're ready to get started. I've got my pan heating up here. We're going to go ahead, make sure I didn't get that exactly too very hot. I'm going to go ahead and add my butter to the pan and start that off. A little bit more butter than that. I used about 1/4 of the stick here. And once again, we've kind of taught our students just to eyeball this. So that's what we're going to do. Start that melting off in the pan. As soon as it starts crackling and spitting the way it's doing, we're ready for our garlic. I'm going to take this pinch. We've got 3 cloves of garlic that we just minced right up. I'm going to throw that right in there. Right away, you can always catch this. Permeates throughout the house, that roasted garlic in the butter. Comes out real good. I'm going to stir that around in the pan. And before it starts browning off is when we're going to add our cream. Should have this ready to go. I'm going to pop the cream and just pour that right in there. I'm going to turn my heat down just a bit so I don't scald the outside edge of that pan. I'm going to go with about half the container of cream here. Alright, so we're going to whisk this in here. And as it starts simmering up is when we're going to add our salt and pepper. Just a pinch of kosher salt across the top here. And you're going to want to do this to taste, so you're going to want to keep dipping and tasting. I'm going to throw a little bit of my white pepper in there. You can use black pepper too. Just a pinch of the white pepper. And this is also when it starts to simmer up that we're going to add our parsley. And I just used a rough pinch of parsley. I'm going to throw that in here. Start it going. Like I said, we had some reserve liquid, about 2 cups worth. I'm going to put some of that in there. Don't want to thin this out too very much. We're going to add that starchy water, hot starchy water to this sauce. And that's going to help it thicken up. The cream's going to do a real good job of thickening up on its own. But that starch water is going to help bond it. This is going to kick up and start simmering up right away. Add just a little bit more. And once this starts thickening up for us here, need a little more salt. You're going to be able to catch this just to taste. I'm going to take some of this cavatappi pasta that we had going. Oh, wait, I'm going to put this in here first. have this off to the side, have this ready to go, because we're going to go ahead, throw in a few handfuls of our Parmesan cheese. That's going to thicken this up. Now if this over thickens while you're cooking, for some reason, you can always add a little bit more water to it. But what you're looking for is this thick, big bubbles that are coming up right here. Right there in the middle. I'm going to add a little bit more Parmesan cheese because I got a little bit more water than I usually put in there. Alright, now we got these big thick bubbles. The sauce is not quite done. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our pasta to this. If you prep this up the night before, you spray it with a can of cooking spray, and it keeps it from sticking together. Since I just did this, we're right on where we want to be. Stir that in there. I'm going to fold that sauce over. You can also use your spoon if you're not adept to flipping and catching your pasta. There's a little bit more pasta there. And then what's going to happen as we cook this, you'll notice that the sauce is going to start binding together, thickening up. That's going to start sticking to the noodles a lot better. Got a real good garlic smell coming through this. The pasta was cooked al dente, and so what's going to happen is it's going to start cooking some more in this sauce as it goes along. We got big old thick bubbles coming through here. Just a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top. You can see it's starting to really thicken up on top. I'm just going to switch over to a pair of cooking tongs here to stir this in. Big thick bubbles on the outside as it cooks, and we're going to swish that into the middle. Incorporate that in there. This is also a good time to make sure you do your taste testing. Make sure you got the right flavor in there to it. Parmesan cheese and garlic is a good blend right there. As this reduces down, you can see it's sticking a lot more to the pasta. Depending on your stove or your oven at home, being gas or electric, this whole process could take a little bit longer. This GE Armana that I've got is kicking out a lot of heat. It's actually getting pretty hot sitting right here. I usually have my overhead fan going, but that's gonna kill audio on our video here, so. Alright, we are about ready to finish this sauce up. As you can see, it's really thick, and when we start to flip it, most of it is sticking to the noodles. Get a good shot of that while I grab a plate for us. And what you're going to start hearing here, that's going to kick on automatically. What you're going to start hearing here is a crackling sound coming from in here as your sauce gets to the thickness that it's desired. And you can see right there, it's done exactly like I said. It's all sticking to the, very little of it's coming out. The exhaust fan is kicked on with its temperature control. But we're okay because we're almost done. And that right there is where we're at. It's evenly coating. Oh, I dropped one. It's evenly coating and sticking to the pasta. We're going to go ahead, slide that out onto the plate. again. Drop that. I'm going to hit that with the parsley on top. And that is our Alfredo sauce from scratch, and stupid good as always.